today's little adventure takes us out to the Kelpies in Falkirk. One of my most popular videos on YouTube is actually of the Kelpies launch night, so if you've not already watched it, please follow it in the link above and give it a watch. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on what you want to do. So purpose of today, I've been wanting to take a photograph of the centaur, which is hidden within the Helix Park, which forms part of the area where the Kelpies are kept. So that's going to be number one objective today, to get a photograph of the centaur, and then we'll try and get another shot of the Kelpies. Again, I've taken that many shots of the Kelpies that I've struggled to try and find a different perspective every time, so I'll try and find a different perspective today and see how that goes. Once again, it's typical Scottish summer, raining, albeit it's quite light at the moment, so hopefully that won't interfere too much with what we're doing, and we'll see if we can at least get two decent photographs out of today's little episode. Okay, here we are at the centaur. I've been wanting to take photographs of it for a while now. It's been up for a number of months and I've been wanting to wait for it to get a wee bit more weather beaten before I take photographs. It's just in the wee Woodland walk, which is on the footpath up to the Kelpies from the lower car park at the Helix. Many people, when they're coming to visit the Kelpies, often just go straight up to the top car park and will miss this area when they're heading down. So certainly worth a wee walk through. It forms part of a nature walk that runs through the Helix down to the children's play area up from the Kelpies itself, so certainly worth a wee trip down. So plan today is to take a photograph of the centaur, and so we'll just get the camera set up and see how we get on. To take that shot with the tripod, but just couldn't get a decent angle that I was happy with. It showed the centre off in a good light, so I've eventually just given up and taken a few shots just handheld. Not the shot I really wanted, because it's a shot from behind, but I think with the red berries in the background, green trees, it just gives a better look. So we'll see how that photograph looks when we get back home. So I will get off this wee path and head on up to the Kelpies themselves. So this viewing platform here, for what it's worth, was the spot where I took my first ever photograph of the Kelpies, way back when they were being constructed. I don't think anybody expected them to be the popular tourist attraction that they've eventually become. You'll see when I get to the main area where the Kelpies are, it's certainly a lot of footfall today, and the weather that we talked about isn't putting people off. So let's head on over to the Kelpies and see what we can find over there. Just heading around to the Kelpies hub, and on the way over spotted a perfect location for a photograph. I've taken photographs down at the Kelpies Marina a number of times before, mainly at night time, because when these wee cabins are lit up at night time, they look pretty cool. It's also a good place for long exposure shots of the lock gate just over here, and that's where I'm going to aim to set up for the next shot. So plan would be to get the Kelpies in the background with a long exposure shot of the water running down the lock gate into the main river. So hopefully it turns out okay. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be a portrait photograph, not what I normally do. I tend to keep the landscape, but where needs must, I think a portrait is the only way around this without being down at the lower ground in the water itself. So we'll get the camera set up and see if we get any decent shots out of it. Okay, job done. Pretty pleased with those shots, I think, and but we won't see the full results until we get home and get them uploaded onto the computer. So I think it's time to head over to the Kelpies. Maybe time for a wee cup of coffee. today. The heavens have now opened once again, becoming a bit of a theme with these videos that I'm doing of late. But I think it's time to head back home. But before I do, I just wanted to give you some advice about coming to the Helix or the Kelpies. There's only 2 car parks at the location here, so you're generally best to, ideally, my preferred route is to come here on a bike. There's really good bike paths in and around the area that link you to Falkirk, Grangemouth and beyond, and then up to the Falkirk Wheel as well. So there's plenty of routes to use for the bike. Obviously it goes along the canal as well, so it's a really nice bike ride. But if you do need to come here by car, there are 2 car parks. My advice to you is to get here early and use the lower car park, which is sited right in the middle of the actual Helix Park itself, in between the children's play park area and the Kelpies. It's a free car park, you don't have to pay anything, but as you can guess, it's quite a popular car park and it fills up fairly quickly, so you do need to get here early. If you're not here early enough, then your other option within the Helix itself is to use the car park right up at the Kelpies, but I think it's a £4 charge for a car, and obviously more if you're coming in a bus. Other option, and one that again I would recommend, is you could park at Falkirk Stadium. There's a large car park there, which is free, and you can again just walk up through the Helix Park up to the Kelpies if you're heading up to the Kelpies. The downside with that would be is that if there's any football games on, you'll not be able to use that car park, but it's certainly one to bear in mind if you're looking to save a few pennies. So that's about it for now. Next week's blog will probably be up at Blarathel. We're going to be spending a few days up there at some point in the next week, so I imagine I'll put together something from the content there. So if you're enjoying these blogs, please feel free to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you're not subscribing, please do click the subscribe button. I'm only going to keep these blogs going if I get continued interest in the videos. At the moment it's looking quite good, and we'll just have to see what the next few videos have in store. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.